Hello, people of the internet, and welcome back to Rushman Productions, where I talk about everything comics, movies, and superheroes. So, today, Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 7 just released, and it got me thinking that what will be the connection between this series and Man of Tomorrow, which is coming out almost after 2 years. So, what will be the connection? Like, how long will this connection last, and what that connection is, and how does that connect after 2 years? Like, literally, this is one of the most kind of bizarre outreaches James Gunn has ever given. Like, he has stated clearly that the events of Peacemaker, the events that will follow in the finale as well, will directly link into Man of Tomorrow, Superman Man of Tomorrow. So what are these? So then I got to speculating. Is it just Lex Luthor who's in prison? Will that be just the connection in Man of Tomorrow? I mean, we got to know in the Superman movie that yeah, he was going to prison, but this doesn't quite sit all right, it has to be more than that, because James Gunn is a creative person and he literally decides these things, as he is the maestro and the planner of this universe, and he builds out these characters, he builds out the world so beautifully that sometimes you are like, oh, this is why that happened. And that got me thinking, what will be the actual reason that this series, the finale especially, connects right into Man of Tomorrow? So it got me thinking, because you see, there is this multiverse aspect in this one. So, I mean, what could happen with the multiverse? But the thing is, it is not that much involved with the multiverse, but it does use the concept of multiverse in it. So, let me just get to it. So, of course, we know there is like these almost 100 doors to 100 different dimensions. All these 100 doors lead to a different universe. It is just told 100 different dimensions. So, which makes me believe that it also has access to different universes as well as other realms and places which exist outside of the multiverse, such as the planes and the realms of the endless or something like that, or places that are out of time, which I do believe this place might be. But let's hold on to a thought for a while. So the thing is, the multiverse is infinite, but in here there are only around 100 doors, which makes us think that this is a very finite and confined space, and which also makes us think that this might be chosen, like this have been formed and crafted and put in here only 100 doors. Because I mean, honestly, there should be more than 100 doors if you are talking about multiverse and dimensions, because it's literally infinite. So someone has went there and created this place full of doors where one can access it and go through it, and not just someone but anyone who can come across this. However, we do not see many trespassers in here. We see some alien in here, and we see just Peacemaker in here, like his alternate versions too, and their dad who were able to kind of travel through here and there. So there are not as many travelers that we encounter in here till now, so which makes us believe that this portal, this kind of access, was created by someone who is outward of this, who is not situated in this kind of whole doorway scenario. This is someone who is operating from the top, who's kind of guarding it, who has kind of made these doors. Now, who could that be? That question gives me just one answer, and that connects it to Man of Tomorrow, and it is Brainiac. So now we might not get the reveal of Brainiac in this season, but we might get to know that yes, it is connected to Brainiac in somewhat way. So let me make you believe more why it is connected to Brainiac. So Brainiac is a villain of Superman, because he actually destroyed his planet of Krypton, and he took a city from Krypton to kind of study and see what is happening, because Brainiac is a very hungry person of knowledge. He wants to kind of have all this data, he wants to understand all the quantumness of the things, he wants to compute it all, he wants to see things in perfect order, he doesn't want chaos out there in the universe. So a civilization that is capable of creating such chaos, he keeps an eye out for them and eventually takes them into his collection to study and see what is happening, what is going on. That makes me think that the reason we see doors to two universes, from where we can see Peacemaker is there, from which Earths that are alike, not in the ideological way, but two Earths are also present in here makes me think that Brainiac has chosen such places where uprisings may happen. Uprisings of what? That we will discuss right now. So Brainiac is a person who has all this knowledge, who has all this kind of literally knowledge out of this world. No one can access that type of knowledge except Brainiac, and of course the creators of the DC universe. So Brainiac is one of the most intelligent beings in there. So what Brainiac foresees is that civilizations and people who try to create such energetic portals, which we saw in Superman, which Lex Luthor created, but resulted in somewhat of a mishap because it wasn't as finished as this alien technology. And we get to know that yes, this is alien technology that has been used in episode 7 as well. So it isn't as kind of intuitive, and it isn't as kind of finished of a product. So what we get to know is that when Lex Luthor was doing it, he actually teared apart the fabric of reality. And when we see Superman in that kind of whole black hole thing, we get to know that there is a river of antimatter going through, which is very important because, as we were told in the movie, that when you go in that antimatter river, you will get combusted within minutes because that is antimatter and you are matter, which makes me kind of come to a conclusion that this even goes beyond Brainiac, because what Brainiac is trying to prevent is such things happening. So Brainiac will actually want to save the universe from dying off from a antimatter kind of wave that collapses all the universes in the multiverse. So Brainiac is keeping an eye for civilizations and beings and sentient beings that might have the power, consciously or unconsciously, to kind of tear apart this fabric of reality to access or let the antimatter seep in. And as, let's say, Brainiac enjoys such order in the universe and in the things that he likes to see and display in his own kind of ship with all these collections of different cities and worlds, he really, really likes order. He doesn't like things that are going to erupt any minute. And so that is why he kind of takes a look at places and things where such things are going to happen. And maybe that might be the reason that he kind of took apart the entire civilization of Krypton, because they were on a verge of creating something that could tear apart reality. Maybe it was the Phantom Zone, who knows. So that is why he does it, and that is his kind of main cause of kind of doing such bad things, a kind of a reason, you can say, to destroy civilizations and take a part of them to study what has gone wrong and what has happened. And that is the reason we get to see that there are two Earths in here: one the original Earth with Superman and all of those in it, and one the Earth X. Now, what could be the reason that, what is the technology that he's been using? Like, of course, it is alien technology, but there's something that I noticed, and I noticed that while opening those portals, there is a surge of electrical energy, which, if it is a finished alien technology, there shouldn't be like such electrical energy going through, which makes me believe that this portal opener actually streamlines in the speed force energy, which can open these portals through anywhere in time and space. So, which makes me believe that Brainiac will have captured a speedster or a Flash who might be constantly running and harnessing the energy of the speed force to open these portals to many different worlds. And we might see that number expand in the future as well. Or maybe we'll get to know what is happening in the future episode, the last finale episode of it as well. Like, what is really going on with here, and that is what I think is going on here. It is Brainiac who wants to not let antimatter seep into the universe and just corrupt it and just destroy it wholly. And that is where Brainiac actually wants to save it. But Superman doesn't see it as that way, because Superman has this personal grudge against him now because he destroyed his own people. Like, Brainiac destroyed Superman's literal planet, and now he's come to Earth to destroy his second home. And so that is why he joins forces with Lex Luthor to kind of keep him at bay. So which they succeed in too. They succeed in kind of keeping off Brainiac for a while. But that is the reason then the antimatter wave starts hitting multiverse, universe after universe in the multiverse, and then finally after some, I don't know, 7 8 years or 10 years, we get a crisis event. We get like this whole crisis event, and that is what I believe is going to happen in this final episode and in the movie Man of Tomorrow. So yeah, that was my theory. I know it sounds very crazy, and some of these parts just are like how do I even reach that conclusion? But I do believe that some of these aspects will be used in the finale of Peacemaker, or at least in somewhat way this will be connected to Brainiac, and I think everyone knows it will be, but it might be connected in such a way because this is the most plausible explanation because of the things that we have seen till now in the DC universe, in the new DC universe. And that's it. I loved making this one. This is a very heavy speculation, and if I get it right, I'm a genius. Anyways, that's it. Enjoyed making this. Sub to the channel, like the video, comment if you think this is a correct theory, if you think there is something that can be changed around, something that you want to add on to it. That's it. I'll see you in the next.